go, kids. It's December 21st and 2024, and we are starting another video on the 650.
Here we go again.
So, in the meantime, you've seen some of my other videos. We've been working on some glass and doing a trans tunnel, and I think I got another video that I'm in the midst of making. And but listen, man, really, truly, honestly, this truck was never done yet. And since we have actually changed the way we're doing some stuff, everybody knows that I've had issues with fueling. I've done fuel filters and new fuel filters and new fuel pump. And well, I want to just be honest with you. I bought I bought 2 sets of tanks, 4 of them, total of 4. When we went to New Orleans last year, I actually did I did one. Thought it was the one I cleaned. I was in a hurry, just like any other time on my own stuff, because this beast is just too damn big to have in the shop. So I threw the tanks on there, and I rolled into New Orleans with 0 fuel pressure. So now I figured out what that was. I took the filters out. I thought maybe something got in there. No, it was me that got in there. It was really bad. Skip forward to another trip that we made to Texas. Y'all haven't seen that one because I haven't put it up. Way back, we had fueling issues again. Well, we broke down, in Nashville with a broken number 6 injector line. And so we fixed that. We got there, came back, and on our way back, we were running out of fuel pressure. Thought it was clogged up fuel filters. So changed the fuel filters again. And changed 3 of them on the way home. So right around 812 miles from Nacogdoches to here. And we changed the fuel filters 3 times. We did make it home. Got home, figured out what it was. I forgot to put the pre-filter in the pump because I was in such a rush. So with that, I bought a new pump, put all new filters in, put a free pre-filter in, and I haven't had any problems since. But also haven't been out of town. With that being said, 2025, we're doing something different. We have actually went and bought a new set of tanks. All right, so I had to get that off my hand and put you on a stand. But so coming back from Texas, we lost fuel pressure. We changed 3 filters. Really had a hard time. Really, really hated it. I actually did drive the truck for like, I don't know, 3 weeks. So brought it in, found out that I packed the fuel pump full of damn rust and debris and stuff. Now, I've cleaned these tanks. I cleaned them quite well. But I only use 1 tank on the side. I only use the driver's side tank unless we go out of state. And then when we go out of state, I fill up the other side. Now, question is, did it rust in that amount of time that it took from one trip to the next trip, and it rusted up and crossed over? Because I do have a crossover underneath, and it, probably not the best thing. Been actually doing some research on changing that. I think we're going to change it. So Sean has upgraded to aluminum tanks. The wife and I have splurged on aluminum tanks for this truck because this is not going to be the last trip we're taking this thing. I want to come see you guys some more. I want to come to some more truck shows. I want to see what we can do with this thing and see if we can, you never know what happens. Maybe sell it. Shit, who knows? Build another one. Or, sell this one and buy a 379 like, I was told I could do. That'll be a whole nother story. So we went to John's Story yesterday and picked up some frame mounts for the tanks. They need to be cleaned. They need to be sandblasted. They need to be painted. But what they need to be done now is they need to be test fitted to the truck. So what we're going to do in this part we're gonna take these front steps and stuff off. We're gonna start with passenger side because my fuel pump and stuff is on the other side. I don't really want to mess with that yet, but it'll be done here shortly. We're gonna mount the tank brackets and everything on the frame. Make sure that everything's going to be test fitted and fit, and then we can take it all back off and paint it on, blast it and paint it on. May end up having them blasted somewhere else, so I don't have to deal with them. But the tanks, the stock tanks that are on it right now, are going to actually stay on the truck. We're going to turn those into toolboxes because we have no room in this truck for hauling car care stuff, truck care stuff, jumper cables, tools, spare parts, filters, So we're going to turn these steel ones into fuel tanks or into toolboxes. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you what we did last year or this year, what we're going to do for next year right now. Let's go. So as you can see that we made some spacers because these tanks were so much wider than the stock tank that was on it. So we made some spacers to widen those steps out to make them somewhat, level. And to be honest with you, they do this and that and don't really, mesh. So we're gonna put the new aluminum tanks here, toolboxes there, and then all this gets painted. These steps go away. A buddy of mine and I are going to bend up some running boards for it, so we'll have continuous running boards going there. Don't know how I'm going to do the door. I don't know if we're going to do the door here, which probably would be the best thing, or if we're going to do the door on the back, which means then you got to reach way in there for stuff. So don't really know. So I'm gonna get started on that. We got the oil burner going, and it's 64 degrees right now in the shop. Raised it from 55 in the matter of an hour. But let me show you the step brackets. So they cut the straps. So we're gonna make some new straps because this guy is not buying new straps, so he's gonna build straps. We're gonna build some nice strap. Here's the mounts. I got them taken apart and ready for blasting. I don't know if I can get it. I'll have to scrape them before I put them in the blaster, but maybe they'll go in the blaster. I don't know. But it seems like they're in decent shape. But so now we'll work on that. We're gonna take the deck plates off. We're gonna take the rear deck plate off. Fenders are coming off. The diff cover's coming off. And we're gonna start welding up the holes in the frame. So and taking some of these hooks out, and probably end up having to take the back cab cover off. So that's probably what we're gonna end up having to do. And then the gooseneck's coming off because this truck's going lower. We're actually gonna notch this truck 4 inches in the rear, I think. Well, I think we're notching it 2.5 because we already had like 1.5 inch gap. I'll check that before we do any of this stuff. So we're gonna get it as low as we can with a minor notch. And then, now these are on 11R 22.5s, so they're full-size 22.5s. Let's see how low I can get it on 22.5s. I'd really like to be able to lay this thing down and lay the running boards. Don't know if we'll get that far. And we're gonna build a new bumper. So there's a video circling my computer somewhere that I need to put together to show you that. So I've just been, not lazy, I've just been busy. Can't find good help around here. Nobody wants to work, man. I mean, you pay them damn good money and they just want to show up on Friday to pick up the check. The hell with working all week. Just me and my son, and I got a helper. So, but as you can see, she's actually still dirty from Texas. Those are Texas bugs. No time. All right, let's get to it. Hey, stupid, turn on the camera. She looks naked.
Spoken.
Okay, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but the frame mounts that came from John Story's yesterday, yesterday for these tank mounts are too small. They're 9 inches long. The other ones that I have on my truck right now are 12 inches long. So they have the old tanks have got a 2-inch drop on them. So we also got to drop those tanks another 2.5 inches. So what we're going to do is I'm going to design up some brackets. I've already had a set design. I'm going to modify those to make work for these, so that way I can drop these tanks, all 4 tanks, well, 2 tanks, 2 toolboxes, onto the truck. So that way that stuff will be done, and then we can commence the body drop. Still vote. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, always put your nuts and bolts back in the holes in which you got them from, because you just never know when you're going to lose them. I'm like losing some nuts.
Look! I found my nuts!
Here's the 2 filters right here. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Right there. One there, and there's one behind it. Water separator, and then another filter behind it. Fuel pump and pre-filter. So all this stuff I've got to relocate, and that's what we're going to work on right now. So all these lines are going to get cleaned up. This is all makeshift to try to get the thing to work. It works just fine when you have filters on it. Doesn't clog up your fuel pump. All right, let's get to work. Well, there you go. It's out. And it wasn't nearly as easy as I thought it would be, but it's out. And I think they call them things huck bolts. So I guess I gotta cut them off. I'd say probably with a torch, which I'm not real too happy about. Do some measurements from the other side and lay them out, make sure that we're putting them in the same spot on each side, and we go from there. But that's what that looks like right now. And I have not disconnected anything, we just zip tied that shit up out of the way. On to the next one. Well, folks, end of today. I've got to go still do farm chores, and I have to take a shower, spend some time with my wife, go beat my kid. You know what I mean. But this is where we got today. So we have got all the fuel lines on, or the fuel system off. We have gotten the lines and the hole layouts for the new tank mounts. We've got a huge disaster. Hi, Rio. Hey there, Rio. Got a disaster here. We got the grill off. We have got the bumper maybe off tomorrow. At this side destroyed. Those on, test fitted. Those apart. These need to go to scrap. Clean all that shit up in the morning. Back panel's off. It's not a huge gap. Maybe we need to figure something out. So that's where we're at today. I'll pick up tomorrow when I get back in the shop, because I'm done for today. I really am. So I'll see you in the morning. Well, it's the next morning, and well, I've already laid out my lines for the holes for the frame rail. So to mount these tank mounts. So, and I also redesigned the mounts for the tanks, because woke up in the middle of the night when I do my best thinking, and I thought, man, are those going to be stout enough? Especially if we drop them 4.5 inches, 4 inches, and all that weight. So I redesigned those and resent those back to the plasma guy, which is a really good friend of mine. So, let's see. As you can see, you see the lines. You can't really see that one, but it's there. It's there. Actually, there's no cross right there. Oh. Alright, so I gotta do that one real quick. Got the holes drilled, got the mounts in. Threw that up there. See, the pump is up there. I'm gonna start rerouting the air lines, all these air lines and stuff. Try to get that stuff replumbed so I don't have to deal with it later. One less thing I have to do. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that stuff now. So I'll show you when we're cleaned up. So we're back at it, and those are on. The new mounts I'm waiting to get cut tomorrow, maybe Tuesday. Big ass bumpers off the front, looks naked. It's also up too, if you can't tell. Everything's just hanging. Working on removing deck plate. Found out that broke one of the mounts. And I sheared another part of it off because it's stuck to the bolt. Apparently, I need to do a better job at building this shit. The road, I was told the roads were mean. I didn't realize they were that damn mean, especially in one of these trucks. Also, another thing too, I think might have an idea to where I don't have to 4-link it yet, but I can get another 2 inches of drop out of it. And again, this is up right now. This is all the way up. I'm just getting a nosebleed looking at it. So I kind of went and rushed ahead and started taking some stuff out. I really didn't film any of it. So I guess what we'll do is we'll pick up from here. Measured this down 4.5 and set punch and pre-drilled the holes, and pulled out the lower bolts holding this in, and I'm sorry, the 4-inch. Needs to be 4.5. Try this again with a sharper bit. Maybe. Yay. Now, just to do the other side. Well, this is the finish on Sunday, the 22nd of December, and we have got some work done. I'll show you. Obviously, front bumper's off. You've seen me re-drill the holes for the front. It's going to be a part of the body drop. Tank mounts are on, fitted. They need to go down. This one needs to go down 4.5 inches. That one needs to go down 2 inches because we're gonna try to fill in that gap right there. So that gap right there. Back of the cab has been pulled apart, and the next one's going to be to pull that mount out and drop it 4.5 inches. So you can see over there, I was talking about the gap. Yeah, so we're going to try to fill that in too. But that's going to be it for this week's video. Short, sweet, to the point, showing what this truck's going to be doing. Can't stop messing with it. I didn't get really what I wanted to get done. I wanted to get the fenders off, the tires changed, and everything, but squirrel. No, it's body dropping. But tanks are going on, the mounts are here, that stuff's done. Reline this side, move some lines and stuff on this side so that way we don't have to worry about it. Also going to put in a crossover between the two. We're going to get rid of the lower crossover in the tanks and go across the top. Read about that. I'm going to go ahead and get a parts list ordered, parts list made and ordered, so that way I have it here. So that way when we're done, we can put it together and make it work. So if it's here in boxes, then I don't have to worry about it tomorrow. So that's what I'm gonna do. So for that, guys, thank you for hanging out, watching my video, and we'll see you on the next one.
Kids are on break. I need a woman, can't look.